Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, HollywoodShono here, about to give you another Injustice Gods Among Us video. And in this video we promote Blackest Night Batman from level 50 to level 50 Elite 7. Now, pre-patch 2.12, this actually costed 180 or 188,000 credits, but because of patch 2.12, they actually buffed the card. If you watch the patch 2.12 video, which will be in the random videos, you will get to see that live. So Blackest Night Batman did get a little bit of a buff. I think he's like 1,250 damage along with about 1,000 or 1,100 health. The card is a lot more usable now than it used to be. And the reason for that also is even though the card did get a stat update, the other benefit is the passive got completely overhauled. The old passive used to read between midnight and 6 a.m. Blackest Night Batman would do more damage. It's the same passive that Bree and Nikki Bella Silver in WWE Immortals had. So the card is now 1,250 damage and 1,000 health, so it's definitely not game breaking, but it definitely makes the card a lot more usable. Now, the main thing that is really strong is the Blackest Night characters receive an additional 10% unblockable chance for each Blackest Night member on their team. This passive was exceptionally well done, and I applaud NetherRealm for the synergy of this passive, because if you add 30% unblockable chance to specials, now moves like the Soul Survivor and Necrotic Energy can actually rip people apart, and we're going to be doing some videos showing that ability off. Hopefully we'll get some good gameplay in multiplayer. So unpromoted, Blackest Night Batman has 9,787 damage, 14,580 health. Explosive Batarang, 979 damage flat out. I don't know why that's not more. Necrotic Energy, 5,872 to 11,744. The Dark Knight, 14,681 damage. So promoting up to Elite 1, this is going to kill my bank account. Damage goes from 9,787 to 14,681. Health goes from 14,580 to 21,870. So at Elite 1, Explosive Batarang does 1,468 damage, Necrotic Energy 8,809 to 17,617, and the Dark Knight 22,022 damage. So promoting up to Elite 2, damage goes from 14,681 to 19,575. Health goes from 21,870 to 29,160. So at Elite 2, Explosive Batarang does 1,958 damage, and Necrotic Energy 11,745 to 23,490. And the Dark Knight 29,363 damage. So promoting up to Elite 3, damage goes from 19,575 to 29,363. Health goes from 29,160 to 43,740. As we know, Elite 3 is the biggest jump in promotions at 50% of the stats from Elite 2. Explosive Batarang at Elite 3, 2,936 damage. Necrotic Energy, 17,618 to 35,236. And the Dark Knight, 44,045 damage. So promoting up to Elite 4, damage goes from 29,363 to 34,256. Health goes from 43,740 to 52,488. So at Elite 4, Explosive Batarang 3,426 damage, Necrotic Energy 20,554 to 41,107, and the Dark Knight 51,384 damage. So promoting up to Elite 5, damage goes from 34,256 to 39,150. Health goes from 52,488 to 58,320. So the Explosive Batarang at Elite 5, 3,915 damage. Necrotic Energy 23,490 to 46,980. And the Dark Knight 58,725 damage. So promoting up to Elite 6, damage goes from 39,150 to 44,044. Health goes from 58,320 to 65,610. Thank you, Eric R. Pagan 18 for like on Instagram. Appreciate you, bro. Explosive Batarang 4,404 damage, Necrotic Energy 26,426 to 52,853, and the Dark Knight 66,066 damage. So promoting up to Elite 7, damage goes from 44,044 to 48,937. Health goes from 65,610 to 72,900. So So the explosive battering, 4,894 damage. Necrotic energy, 29,362 to 58,724. And the Dark Knight, 73,406 damage. So the explosive battering, 4,894 damage at rank 2, 5,383. At rank 3, 5,872. At rank 4, 6,362. At rank 5, 6,851. At rank 6, 7,341. At rank 7... take up all my money. I'm sure you guys would love to see that, though, but we'll consider it. I would love to have a whole Blackest Night team maxed out, so we probably will do that. So, in this setup here, we're going to have Blackest Night Doomsday with 4th World. Now, obviously, that's not the most optimal setup. However, I have faith that Blackest Night Doomsday, even with 4th World gear, is going to do enough damage, and we need something to survive the onslaught. Obviously, Blackest Night Martian Manhunter would be amazing if he had Elite 7, because then the Soul Survivor could heal for quite a bit. So to start off, we're actually going to do a 5-battle matchup in multiplayer. Thank you, LAI Gem, for the like on Instagram. Appreciate you, bro. So this is the multiplayer season for the new Scarecrow mask, and you only need to get in the top 5% to get one. Obviously, if you get higher up, you can get multiples. 1% gets 3 of them. And really, it's not bad. If you can get up to 1%, that's more gear to shatter. And I've seen the stats on the gear item. Being able to block healing, I think, is a really powerful mechanic, especially when you're dealing with 4th World, assuming that you use like 2 basic damage gear items along with it. I think that's the best way. However, somebody like Arkham Knight Batman could probably still get away with League of Assassins, the Detonize, and the Ibistic. Ares could get away with his gear item, the Bloody Sword, and probably another damage gear item, and he'd be okay. So we're going to do a 5-battle matchup in multiplayer for the YouTube community. Yes, rip coins indeed. But there's no reason to actually buy that pack because, you know, it's a 2-for-1. Alright, so in the... Why do we have the Red Sun team? We gotta fix that. It's a good thing we caught that before we started. Otherwise, we'd just be obliterating people with no gear Red Sun. So, we're going to put in Blackest Night Batman. We're actually going to put in Doomsday first. That way, if we get an onslaught, and we can also build up his Dark Momentum. Now, Martian Manhunter is just thrown in here to get more unblockable. He really can't do much at this level, but you never know. Never say never. So, now that we got the proper team, we're going to do a 5-battle matchup in multiplayer. I didn't use the team on defense, I was farming on offense. So, no, I was not using it on defense. So, in the first matchup, we have Reverse Flash, Shazam, and Arkham Origins Deathstroke. Thank you, Isaac Hayek, for the like on Instagram. Appreciate you, bro.
Begin.
So, we have no threat. So, Batman can come in and just shred up Reverse Flash. Now, keep in mind, this team can actually take crit damage, which I'm obviously not a fan of. But I'd be more annoyed with stun on tagging. There's the League of Assassins Death Knight. It's almost worth it to just save it for Arkham Origins Deathstroke. Here, let's start off the 4th World Healing now. 27,000 for a special one, really good. The point blank is not blocked, so he's got healing on special one. We're going to go off the Necrotic Energy. And that is enough to get rid of Arkham Origins Deathstroke. No extra stuff needed. And we're going to go for the BM, Soul Survivor Shazam eliminated for the victory in the first fight. $12,480 XP. 5,000 battle points, 900 credits. Thank you, Spartan Jimbo, for the like on Instagram. Appreciate you, bro. So in the second battle, we have JDNIRE Land going up against Arkham Knight, the Arkham Knight Raven, and Apocalypse Darkseid. Now,
Raven.
This is a good example of a heavy single-hit special one move being really good with Blackest Night Doomsday. So we have Arkham Knight, the Arkham Knight with 4th World and Roshaville Scimitar. Apocalypse Darkseid has 2-piece League of Assassins and the Omega Battleplate, and 2-piece with the Knife Collection.
Begin.
Tortured Soul's going to do minor damage. I'm not really worried at this point. Mostly what I'd be worried about is stun on Taggin. But I don't know if I saw that. I don't think this guy's using stun on Taggin. And I've also noticed that the power recovery is a lot less. Well, that bleed could be bad, though. Alright, not taking crit damage. That's really good. Oh, now we are. Damn. Do work. Holy crap, Apocalypse Darkseid is doing work.
Time to die.
Why is it not stopping? That's doing ridiculous damage. Well, if you're not going to stop, we're just going to kill you. Alright, Dark Lord is going to do some work. But we're got the Necrotic Energy. Apocalypse Darkseid should be eliminated easily. Yes, he is. So Arkham Knight is in. Let's get a little healing. Actually, we should have waited for the life drain phase. This is not going to do much. But now you can see that with the LexCorp helmet, the burn damage is actually healing the team. So Blackest Night Martian Manhunter is going to probably get beat down with basic attacks. But if we can survive until another life drain phase... Oh, that's beautiful. That's what the machismo we're looking for. We're going to got the Soul Survivor on the Arkham Knight. And Doomsday is going to clean up on him. And the stun B on the Black Plague is going to easily annihilate the Arkham Knight. I don't even think Resurrection will save him. No, it does not. Doomsday obliterating the Arkham Knight for the victory in the second fight. 12,480 XP, 5,000 battle points, 900 credits. So in the third battle, we have BEYRI going up against Raven, Shazam, and Suicide Squad Deadshot. So Raven is geared offensively. It looks like he forgot a piece of fourth world on Shazam, and Deadshot is geared offensively.
Begin.
So we want to build up the mechanic. We're going to take some damage, obviously, from Raven. We can build optimal to just gear him up. If we get a block breaker, there we go. 90,000 damage off the block breaker, and now the ultimate lift off Shazam eliminated for the victory in the third fight.
Time to die.
Yes, Brittany, both Batman and Doomsday promoted. 5,000 battle points, 900 credits. It's actually a really fun team to play with in multiplayer because you can't get too sloppy with Doomsday, and Batman can shred people. So this is going to be a really good test. We have Dawn of Justice, Batman, Luchador Bane, and Killer Frost.
Bane.
And Luchador Bane does have stun on
Killer
tagging,
Frost.
so that's going to be super annoying. Full LexCorp,
Batman.
and only
Batman.
two-piece fourth world. Okay. So we're going to recharge here. This is going to be a really big test. If we can get out of
Begin.
Luchador Bane without getting obliterated on the stun tag-in, we should be able to do work. Obviously, the dampening from Killer Frost is super annoying. Ugh, that's not what we needed. That's gonna suck. Ugh! Holy cow! What? 384,000. Yeah, this is why we use the Red Suns in multiplayer, guys. That right there is ridiculous. Now again, with Martian Manhunter, that might be a little bit different, because you would use him defensively, but I really feel that this has no chance, especially with Killer Frost. This is a really powerful team. The Red Suns would have a lot less trouble, because obviously you wouldn't get stunned and obliterated by Bane. So yeah, that basically just shows off the Blackest Night team, and there are still flaws to it, the biggest one being stuns. This is why whenever I farm multiplayer, you see me using the Red Sun team, even though it's underpowered. Mostly because Blackest Night is an offensive setup. Obviously, once Hawkgirl comes into play, resurrections might make a difference, but when Bane hits you for like 400,000, you really have no chance unless Martian Manhunter can pull a rabbit out of a hat with specials. So if you like this video on the promoting of Blackest Night Batman all the way up to level 50, Elite 7, and the offensive capabilities that are possible from him, please give this video a like rating, comment, subscribe, share this video amongst your friends, and as a favorite, check out my other Injustice Gods Among Us videos playlist, Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch, which are all HollywoodShono. And yes, this is why stuns are the worst mechanic in the game. Have a wonderful day, kids.
www.youtube.com/HollywoodShono. Subscribe, bitches!